Wham! Talk 1600. You're catching the drift. Conservative talk. Intelligent conversations on local, state, and national issues with Gary Wellings, chief editor of the Current newspaper and Current Online. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. And now, your host, Gary Wellings.
And good Saturday afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to Catch Our Drift. Joining me in studio, it's Ed Bonderenka.
Howdy.
How do?
I guess I suck at math, huh?
I was on the same boat, dude. I'm thinking, this is our last show. We're off next
man.
and then I went, prepping
Sorry,
for the
folks,
show this
one
morning.
more week.
Yeah, I'm prepping for the show, and I'm like, it's only the 21st. We got another week to go still, so not a bad thing, right?
No,
We
not
enjoy
a
it.
bad thing, but it's like, wow.
We get to come in one more week. So anyways, and speaking of that, so we're going to move to podcast, and I'll let you know the details, and hopefully Ed's still going to come hang out with me at my podcast studio, and we'll...
It's a long drive. How much you paying? Do I get mileage?
You get to hang out with me, man.
Okay.
Maybe we'll go to dinner that night or something.
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
Maybe. So anyways, we're going to move to podcast. Go to www.thedailydrift.com, and I'll put information up there. Or you can email me, Gary@thedailydrift.com, and I'll tell you once I get closer to that date.
I like that line from A Christmas Carol. I will go, but I must be fed.
I'll just barbecue.
Yeah.
I'll do some ribs.
Okay.
A buddy of mine, Joe, taught me how to finally do the chicken legs, right?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my gosh. So you buy the nice meaty chicken legs, and you cook them incredibly slowly on the grill. Oh, yeah.
There you go, folks. The news you need to know.
Oh, man, it was really good. And then you barbecue them, and you just keep moving slowly and turning them. Oh, barbecue. I'm learning, right, after all this time. So maybe I'll have time to start doing some barbecuing on Saturdays, which would be nice.
Teach your son.
Him?
Yeah.
You can't even, well, he can make mac and cheese now.
Like I said, teach him. You don't want him learning when he's your age.
Exactly, right. Well, what we do every Saturday on The Drift is go over the news that we put on thedailydrift.com. It's
The news you need to know.
yeah, very good. So lots of things to talk about. What a crazy week, right?
Yeah, maybe crazier than most. I mean, it's hard to focus because, there's crazy at the beginning of the week, and then as the week goes on, the crazies at the end of the week kind of drown out the crazies at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, that's insane. Derek, my screen's not working here, whatever, so I can't tell who's on the phone. Who would call this early in the show anyway?
Joe.
Probably, right? So before we go anywhere, though, I wanted to talk a little bit about something a little more local here in the state, and I'm trying to pull it up online right now. It's teachers' unions, right? The teachers' unions have, once Right to Work went in, they said nobody's going to leave the union. About 32,000 teachers in the state of Michigan have left the union.
I wonder if that's Donna X calling in.
Yeah. It's Nick calling in. Oh. We'll get you in a minute, Nick. Hang tight. I want to get through the story. So, and what happened, if you remember correctly, the teachers union, the MEA, said you can only leave in the month of August of each year. Which
No, I had not heard that.
that's what they said after that Right to Work passed. They said you can only leave in August, and so a lot of teachers,
because MEA union rules obviously supersede state law.
Yes, exactly. So they were going after all these teachers who were just saying, "I'm done. Screw you. I'm done." And they were harassing them, sending creditors and all kinds of people to collect past dues on their union.
Oh.
And I think 13 of these teachers finally took them to court and won.
Well, yeah.
And so then their next little...
How much did they have to pay the judge?
I don't know. So then the MEA did another little sneaky thing. They said you can't request to leave the union by contacting us at our main office. You have to go to special P.O. box, which is down in the corner of the website or something. Something real sneaky, right? They were trying to get out of it. But over 32,000 Michigan teachers have now left the MEA. Went from like 120,000 down to like 85 or 150.
But have they left the Democrat Party?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Maybe. If you're not a socialist, if you're not a propagandist.
I was going to say Socialist Party USA.
I would think maybe the older teachers. I'm sure our younger teachers are probably brainwashed. They came out of the latest school systems, which is, and we're going to get to that, talking about the brainwashing of our children. But let's take a call from Nick, who's waiting patiently. Nick, welcome to the show.
Hey, Nick.
Hello.
What do you want to talk about, Nick?
Well, the brainwashing of the kids, that seems like a pretty good topic.
All right.
What a coincidence. How'd you know?
Well, go ahead. What's your take on this? Here's my thought. This Greta Thunberg was the little girl.
Oh.
What is she, 14 or 16? 14, I think.
Her parents?
Who sailed across, we'll get to it, who sailed across the ocean right on a boat. And they
Well,
dropped
not
her off.
alone. She
Well,
was sailed across the ocean on
Yeah.
a boat.
So
My
anyway,
goodness. When I
she-
first heard that, I thought, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, she comes over as the darling green queen, right? Whatever. So what are your thoughts on that, Nick?
I don't know anything about that part, but I didn't get to listen in on that part.
Oh, we didn't get to it yet, so
You're still
Go
good.
ahead.
Go
Okay,
ahead
so
with the
what do you want to
brainwash.
talk about the brainwashing? Go ahead. What you got?
But yeah, they're trying to teach kids that it's not stuff that's scientifically inaccurate just because it makes people feel good. And out in California, they're teaching kids that it's okay to do things that are quite frankly illegal.
Such as?
Well, they're teaching the kids that pedophilia is a sexual orientation now.
Yeah. And isn't that just plain disgusting? I mean,
I think so. Yeah, I think people like that need to go to jail. But
yeah. What is it that the Democrats, that the liberals, that the progressives are trying to do to society when they want to okay absolutely everything? What's next? Marriage with dogs? Marriage
yeah,
with children?
Dogs living together.
right.
Yeah. It is highly disturbing.
Polygamy.
You've got that right.
That would be the other thing. There's a lot of that stuff going on in Washington State.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's highly disturbing. And yesterday, what really disturbed me, New York City school districts let all the kids out of school. They said, go ahead, take the day off of school and go to these climate protests. And I'm thinking to myself, number one, there's no scientific fact or basis for your climate nonsense to begin with, and yet you're telling kids, go on, get out of school and go protest. What are you teaching our children when you make that? You're enabling them.
What does it solve by protesting climate change? You're not actually, even if climate change was real, and it's not, but even if it was, wouldn't you think that they would be, out planting trees or something that's beneficial for a grade or something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's a guy on Twitter who's kind of made himself famous, Scott Pressler, and he's actually a gay guy, an openly gay guy, but he's a super conservative Republican. You wouldn't know it by looking at him. He's got the long hair and the whole 9 yards. He's the guy that's going down to Baltimore. He's been there twice now and removed 10 tons of trash by organizing people to go into Baltimore and help old Miss Louise, is the lady he always goes to see. They've removed 10 tons of trash each weekend they showed up there. And they went out to L.A. last week and did the same thing in L.A. So yes, you're right. If you want to do something to help the climate, well, fine. Go out and remove some trash in the inner city. Help clean up the needles and feces in San Francisco.
Right. Same thing with Green New Deal AOC, with her ordeal. She's screaming and yelling, and she wants this and wants that. They don't have any money for the stuff that she's proposing, but she hasn't even cleaned up her district either.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party, without a doubt. Yeah, some really good points, Nick. Really good points. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for today.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, brother.
Thanks,
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Let's take a call. Oh, speak of the devil. There's Donna on the phone. Donna wants to talk about education. Welcome, Donna.
Oh, thank you. How are you guys?
Good.
Pretty
How
good.
are you?
I just wanted to chime in. Last week I wanted to call because you were saying about how dumbed down the system is. Just to give you another example, this year we got rid of a reading program that we used to have, which I give the kids a test in reading, find their reading level, and then they go. I assign them a certain reading level where they can choose certain books. And the program, after they read the book, they can take a test, and then as they pass tests, I would constantly increase their reading level. So this would go on throughout the year. So it would push them up.
You
they got rid
them.
of that at the school because it costs too much money. And they said now, just let the kids read whatever they want. Let them have a joy for reading, and don't assign anything. Just let them read. Well, now this is middle school. Half the kids in the classroom are now reading cartoons. That's all they're reading. It's 1-2 words.
I need a comic. Give me a comic book. That's what I'm going to
Junior
read.
Illustrated classics.
Yeah.
There are certain classics that should be taught. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, right? 1984 should be one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Brave New World should
Donna,
be one of them.
did you hear last week what I said about my niece in Florida and her teaching experience there?
Yeah.
She has to bring kids up. She has to take high school kids and bring them up to, I think it's a 5th grade reading level to graduate.
That's
Yep.
outrageous.
It's the same thing here. I mean, it is so dumbed down that yesterday, for instance, I don't teach math, but a student came up to me and asked me to figure out a problem they needed help with. And it was just a simple story problem. And it was 35 kids are going to get a prize, 25 are going to get balloons at a birthday party. How many kids the maximum amount of kids you can invite to the birthday party so they get one of each? Well, it's real easy to figure out. And I told them the answer, and they said, oh, yeah, okay. Then they took that answer and finagled it around and constructed something else. I said, guys, this is so easy.
Yeah.
Common Core math, right? Let's make it more complicated.
Right.
Hey, Donna, what do you know about John Dewey and his influence on the...
Yes.
So I'm reading something here right now. It says, according to Dewey, the development of social efficiency is one of the aims of education. To him, the school is a social institution. I heard it quoted by Bruce Fleury this morning on Abolitionist Roundtable that Dewey had said something to the effect of, and I was looking for it and didn't find it, that Dewey had said something to the effect of, we don't need to teach them math and science so much as we need to teach them sociology, socialization.
What?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that was an exaggeration of Dewey's viewpoint or not. But do you have any opinion of Dewey's influence?
Do I have any influence?
No, do you have any opinion of John Dewey's influence on modern education?
Well, I thought he was a communist.
Yeah, I believe he is. Actually, I believe he was. He was I think he helped in the founding of Columbia University. They wanted a secular university because all of the top schools at the time were founded on the principles of Judeo-Christian thought, such as Harvard, Yale. They were divinity schools, Princeton, and the like. And so he wanted to come up with a secular university. I believe he was involved with that for that purpose.
Right.
That's interesting.
Get God out of schools.
So, Donna,
and in science, last week I was reading with the kids a science book. They took all the BC and AD out and replaced it.
With what?
CE and BCE.
Yeah, before Common Era, and that's ridiculous. And why is it the Common Era? Oh, what's the marker of the Common Era? The advent of the Messiah, maybe, huh? Jeez.
And one of my parents emailed me also that they're complaining. They want me to take down my Trump poster. They don't like that.
They're triggered.
They get triggered. All right. So, Donna, did you have anything going on in the school that you work in, climate-wise, for yesterday?
Not in my school. My kids actually asked me if they could go out and protest for the alien thing going on in
Area 51. There you go.
And
Boy,
I
that was
said,
a bust,
are you
right?
kidding? Well, they're being bad to the aliens. I said, really? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, the kids, as long as they can get out of the class and protest.
That's exactly right.
Bingo, a dog ate my homework. Can we protest?
That's right.
Hey, who do you know that left the MEA?
Me.
That's what I thought. Did you have any coworkers that did that?
There was one other one that dropped them about a year and a half ago in our building. Now, there's more in our other buildings. Our district is quite large, but I'm not very popular in my building.
Well, it's the Trump poster. It's not your union.
Yeah.
How tricky was it to get out?
I have In God We Trust. They don't like that either.
Did you get out in the August deadline the way they